Let's look at some of the advanced features in Microsoft PowerPoint. Some of the features that you may not have used at this point. The first one we're going to look at is Summary Zoom. If we go to Insert, and we come over to our Zoom option here, we have Summary Zoom, and this is going to allow us to select slides and build a summary slide from these slides. So if I said I wanted to click this, and maybe this one here, it's going to go ahead and insert a slide with those slides on it so that you would actually have a summary of the things that you're going to be talking about. And it's actually going to create a section for you as well. If I wanted to, and I had a large enough presentation, I could do a section zoom, and what that's going to do is actually just build all of the things that are assigned to sections. Or I could come down here and do single slides and pick just a single slide to put in. So it allows you to actually build a slide from pre-existing slides, which is kind of neat. We'll go ahead and we'll delete that. Going back to our list of topics down here, we're going to look at the Arrange tool. The Arrange tool comes in handy when you have a whole bunch of stuff all on one slide. The first thing I'm going to do is click in the slide and hit Control A. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to Format Object. And I'm going to resize these. Now they're all a reasonable size. I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to move it up here into the corner, and I'm going to take another one and I'm going to move it over into this corner. Now I'm going to hit Control A again, and I'm going to hit Arrange, and I'm going to go to my Align, and I'm going to go ahead and distribute these horizontally. And you'll see it's starting to space them out. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do Arrange again, and I'm going to align these in the middle. And now you can see I've got the proper spacing all the way across. They're still all selected. I can move these wherever I want to move them. And it's just a very quick and easy way to arrange all of these tools or all of these icons using a single tool. So if you have a number of objects and you need to get them aligned and you need to make them work the way that you need them to work, this is a great way to do this. Now, many times when we're using these types of objects, we're using them to create animations, or we're using them to create layers. And because of that, you also need to understand what position they're in when they're stacked. So for example, is this above or below this? So the chess piece is below the information icon. Perhaps I need it to be above. I can again do Arrange, and I can bring that forward. The problem is how many other things are in front of that. So I have to do Arrange and continue to click Bring Forward until I get it to Forward, or Bring to Front. Bring to Front means it's at the top of the stack. Well, with 10 items on the page, that's going to take forever to get it into the proper order. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come up here to my search, and I'm going to type in Selection Pane. And I'm going to display the selection pane. Now I can come in here and I can rename each one of these, and when I click on it, it's going to tell me what it is. So I can make this one Person, for example. And I can make this one Chess. And what this selection pane is allowing me to do is actually give all of these names, but also notice I can now drag and drop. So I know that Person is on top of Chess. See how that works? But if I wanted Chess on top of Person, all I have to do is drag and drop. So now with multiple objects on the page, if I need to reorder, I can use that selection pane to very quickly move those things around. And that's a very powerful tool, and very few people know that it's there. And if you're using complex animations, you really need to know what order your images or your objects are in. The next thing that we look at would be animations. So when you have multiple objects and you need to do complex animations, it's kind of a similar thing. It's very easy if you're only animating one thing. For example, if when this page when this slide loads, I only wanted this chess piece to fade in, I would simply click on Fade. But what if I wanted that chess piece to fade out and then the person to fade in? So if I come back here and I simply go down to Fade Out and apply that, what happens is I only have the fade out animation. In order to make this work the way that I need it to work, I need to apply the fade in animation. I need to turn on my animation pane. Now I can see that the animation is fading in. If I want to add a fade out animation, I need to add an animation. Now I'm going to add the fade out. Now I can see that I have on click, the chess piece will fade in, and then it will fade out. Well, really what I want is after this chess piece fades in, I then want it to fade out. So now, as I click, the chess piece will fade in, and then it will fade out. Then what I want is I want to add another animation, and I want the person to fade in, and I want that to happen after the chess piece fades out, and then I want the person to fade out. So I'm going to add yet another animation, and we'll make fade out, and I'll have to set that one to start after the previous animation. And you'll see how they're stacking, and we can change the duration and the delay and all of this. Now if we go into view this, which will be difficult, we'll see, and I'm just going to try to do a preview actually, because if I try to view this, it's going to be bad. So let's do a preview and watch how that works. You'll see, and we'll do that one more time, this will fade in, then fade out, then this will fade in and fade out. So let's do the preview, chess in, out, and then in, out. And you'll see how that works. And there are often times you're going to want to do those complex animations like that, and that's how that will work. If you just try to apply one, it won't work. It will just overwrite the previous one. So complex animations, you need to use your animation pane, and you have to add each animation. So that's how that function works. The last one is this recover unsaved presentations. You might spend hours working on a presentation and then have a computer crash, close PowerPoint because you're moving between applications and forget to save it. There are a number of reasons this might come in handy. This has saved me more than once, so it's one that I normally like to end on. It's File, right? Open. And if you have been working on a presentation and you haven't saved it, 9 times out of 10, if you come to this Recover Unsaved Presentations, it will be listed there. And this works in the majority of Office apps. They have this feature, but it will be named something incredibly strange, but you can recover it simply by coming into this function here. And again, that is going to be under File, Open, and there's the Recover Unsaved Presentations function.